you're ready.
Okay. Welcome to the Marinade, a free-flowing conversation about the creative process with creative people. Each episode we welcome musicians, actors, comedians, authors, visual artists, filmmakers, anyone who creates art to talk about how and why we make stuff. This is a bonus Jason's Journal episode. I am recording live from the media tent at Suwannee Spring Reunion at beautiful Spirit of the Suwannee Music Park in equally beautiful Live Oak, Florida. And it's Sunday. It's what they call Vassar Sunday. It's a nice kind of Sunday coming down, a day of remembrance for those who have meant so much to the festival. It's named after Vassar Clements, the legendary fiddle player, who, like so many other artists, I learned about initially through this festival. And as I come to Sunday, my 9th year covering this festival and its precursor, Suwannee Spring Fest for years before that, I'm pretty nostalgic at the moment, and in a very good way. And I think a few things happened this weekend. If you haven't had a chance, go back and listen to my Thursday and Friday recaps. This will be a recap of Saturday, and I'll get a Sunday recap out to you as well if I end up sticking around. The reality is that I'm going to stay as long as I'm needed, but I got to get back to the real world tomorrow, unfortunately. We don't need to talk about that. Let's focus on Saturday. But I am feeling nostalgic. My dad and I started coming to this festival together. We bonded. My dad and I bonded over bluegrass music. There's a few things. We're very different people. But there are a few things that we bonded over the years, and one was motorcycles for a long time. And then I quit riding, and he quit riding about the same time. And it was motorcycles and NASCAR. And then when that happened, we had always listened to bluegrass. He got me into bluegrass music. We're from Kentucky originally. And, the birthplace of bluegrass. And so we bonded over the music. And he would come here with me. Even in his 70s, he would come and camp with me out in the bird sanctuary at Suwannee. I'm nostalgic for that. I'm grateful that we shared it. I go by myself now. It's easier. I don't have a father in his 70s to worry about. I'll be totally honest with you. It is easier. But Sunday's got me just thinking about that and thinking about all the memories I've had here. The friends who don't come here anymore as often. Everybody's got busy lives and things change. But I'm also very optimistic about the future of art and the future of culture in this country, which can be incredibly difficult to do when you have people in power who are trying to co-opt the culture and successfully doing so, legislating it. Legislating art out of existence. And if you think I'm being hyperbolic, you should read more. I'm telling you that it's real and pretty scary. But I've talked on the Marinade proper about the group of people in their 20s right now. I'm very concerned for the generation behind them. I teach them. They're incredibly racist on the whole. They grew up in a Trump world. It's not good. But the group in their 20s is really cool, and their fashion sense is cool. They are open-minded. They love physical media. They buy CDs. They're into vinyl, and there's a lot of them here today, or this weekend rather. Nobody's up right now, by the way. It's 8:30 in the morning. It's me and sanitation workers. But I saw a bunch of young folks, and maybe that's the draw of Larkin Poe, who was the headliner last night. I don't know. Maybe but I choose to believe it's a combination of Larkin Poe, who's making very cool roots music for a broader audience. But I also choose to believe that they're here because they appreciate the history and the kind of music, the kind of players, and the spirit of it that came before and that's still here. Peter Rowan played an incredible set last night. He played two that I got to see him play in the music hall. And then later in the day, I saw him play with Sam Grisman Project, Old and in the Way. If you're not familiar with Old and in the Way, that was Peter Rowan, who was one of Bill Monroe's Bluegrass Boys, David Grisman, Sam's father, Vassar Clements, the aforementioned Vassar, and Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead. So they played some of those tunes, and then they just kind of went all over the place and played these incredible, legendary songs. They played some Bill Monroe tunes, and it was just a magical set. And by that point, I'm getting ahead of the rest of the day. By that point, I'd already done so much, and I was feeling so good. I woke up feeling great, and my technology, as I complained about yesterday, was a little bit better yesterday. It seems like each day it's getting a little better, and so today it's cooperating. So I was able to get some stuff done that I'd been trying to get done for a while. And then I was able to catch the morning sets. I was able to get over and catch Verlon, Thompson, and Shawn camp at 11:30 in the morning in the music hall. And that's just such a illustration of how incredible this festival is, that those two master storytellers were swapping songs in the music hall. And I didn't catch the whole thing because I did have some more work to do to get ready to sit down with Shawn, which I was able to do later in the afternoon. I got my work done, had some breakfast, caught that set, went back to camp, took a little break, and then got to sit down with Shawn. What a cool, interesting guy. I wish, the best episodes are the ones where we forget the mics are on. And I think this one got there for sure. But I wish I kept it rolling, because the before and after of our chat was so good. When you connect with somebody, I remember the first time I interviewed River Shook, that happened. We ended up talking like an extra hour after we recorded, and just realized we were going to be, buds. But so much good stuff came out of that last hour that wasn't recorded. And a similar thing happened with Shawn. It got to the point where he realized he was supposed to go and sit in with Peter Rowan and Jerry Douglas, who were going to be on stage next, and we kind of had to wrap it up real quick. But he told me just the most incredible stories. Like what a rich life. I'm not going to tell you too much about what we discussed, because I want you to listen to the episode of the Marinade when it comes out, and I'm going to try to get to work on it tonight so I can get it out to y'all a week from Monday. And whenever it comes out, you're gonna dig it. The guy has lived an incredible creative life, written number one hits for Brooks and Dunn and Garth Brooks, and we talked about that a little bit. Toured with Alan Jackson. I mean, and his upbringing is fascinating. I'm really grateful to Shawn. And Shawn, if you're listening, thank you again. Couldn't have been cooler, y'all. Could not have been cooler. Someone who's accomplished that much and is still so down to earth. That's the goal. That is the goal there. And in between, I got a chance to catch a little bit of Denitia's set. Really good. Very cool. A very warm presence about her. Looking forward to following her career. She played a couple of sets on Saturday. I only caught the first one, unfortunately. But then after I had that chat with Shawn, there's plenty that I wanted to see, but I had promised myself, is if you listened on Friday to Friday's recap, I promised myself that I would catch Amelia Day later in the evening, and so I went and rested for a while back at camp and grabbed my guitar. I've been working on a couple of songs that I really like and don't have totally down yet. They're close. But there's inspiration just dripping from the Spanish moss here. So I picked up my guitar and played for a little while, and then got back to the dance tent for Amelia Day. Young girl, incredibly powerful voice, wonderful stage presence, good songs, just bright, superstar written all over her. Amelia Day, y'all. Follow this woman's career. I mean, so impressed with what I saw. And then kind of had to cut that a little short so I could catch Rowan and Sam Grisman. And what I ended up doing was just sort of bouncing back and forth between those sets because I didn't want to miss either. You know, I know, no FOMO. You're yelling at your computer right now. I understand. But I didn't have to FOMO. I didn't have to miss out. I got to see both because it's not that far. And I also, had on my list of things to do to catch some of Jon Stickley Trio's set because I hadn't seen them in forever. And I was able to catch them after Amelia Day, as well as part of Larkin Poe's set. They're fantastic. High energy, fervent fan base, great songs. I was just out of gas. I was just totally out of gas by about 10:30, and had to like a big, a kind of a realization, in the moment. Like, all right, it is the last night. I could just stay up. I could catch the late night Dawn on the Buffalo set. I could, it'll be fine. I don't have that much to do tomorrow. But at the same time, I don't know. My grown man sense kicked in. I started thinking about Monday. And I went back to camp and just kind of sat in the chair, poured myself like a half glass of wine to wind down the evening, and started to reflect like I am today about how grateful I am for the relationships that I've built here and the opportunities I get to cover this festival and to come to this beautiful place. And I am so excited to come back in October. I said play. I did decide on this trip at some point I'm going to play my songs at this festival. I didn't mean to say that, but it's now out there in the world, manifesting it. At some point I'm going to play this festival. Y'all, thank you for supporting this thing. Thank you for listening. Until next time, go out and create something. Cheers.